Every evening in the Belgian city of Ypres, traffic comes to a halt. Hundreds of people gather beneath the Menin Gate as the last post is sounded in memory of more than 54,000 soldiers who have no known grave. But the Menin Gate is far more than a memorial. Every name carved into these walls represents a life, a family, and a story. Today we'll follow some of those stories and discover why, more than a century later, they continue to be remembered every single evening. The Menin Gate stands at the eastern entrance to the historic city of Ypres, Belgium. During the First World War, this was one of the main routes taken by the British and Commonwealth soldiers as they marched towards the battlefield of the Ypres Salient. For many, it would be the last time they ever passed through these gates. Following the war, thousands of soldiers had no known grave. Their bodies were never recovered. To ensure they would never be forgotten, the Menin Gate Memorial was unveiled on the 24th of July 1927. Engraved on its walls are the names of more than 54,000 British and Commonwealth soldiers who died in the Ypres Salient before the 16th of August 1917 and have no known grave. Every one of these names represents a life, a family, and a story cut tragically short. It is for these men that people continue to gather here every evening, ensuring that their sacrifice is never forgotten. Passing beneath the Menin Gate today, it is difficult to imagine the scenes witnessed here during the First World War. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers marched through this gateway on their way to the front line. Some returned wounded, many never returned at all. Today Ypres is a thriving city once again, rebuilt after the devastation of the war. Yet wherever you look, reminders of its past remain. The Menin Gate stands not only as a memorial to those who have no known grave, but as a starting point for one of the world's most enduring acts of remembrance. Every evening, as daylight begins to fade over Ypres, people from around the world gather beneath these arches for a ceremony that has become a symbol of remembrance across generations. Since 1928, the last post has been sounded here almost every single evening. The ceremony was interrupted only during the German occupation of Ypres in the Second World War. Even then, it continued in exile at the Brookwood Military Cemetery in England, before returning to the Menin Gate as soon as the city was liberated. Today, volunteers from the Last Post Association continue their tradition, ensuring that the sacrifice of those commemorated here is never forgotten.
gentlemen, welcome to this daily last post ceremony. As this is an act of remembrance, we ask you to remain silent and not to applaud. Thank you. Goedenavond, dames en heren. Welkom op deze dagelijkse last post plechtigheid. Aangezien het een herdenking betreft, vragen wij u de stilte te bewaren en niet te applaudisseren. Dank u.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
More than a century has passed since the First World War ended, yet every evening, beneath the Menin Gate, the promise of remembrance continues. The bugles fall silent, the crowd disperse, and life returns to the streets of Ypres. But the names engraved in these walls remain, a lasting reminder of more than 54,000 soldiers who have no known grave. Here, remembrance is not simply looking back at history. It is a promise that future generations will continue to honour those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed joining me on this journey through the battlefields of France and Belgium, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. I'm only just beginning my journey here on YouTube, and your support is greatly appreciated. Join me next time as I continue exploring the battlefields, memorials and stories of the First World War. Until then, thank you for watching.